Hi, my name is João, and today we are presenting my research project for matéria de aquisição da língua inglesa. And the title of my research is English Language Learning Among Health-Related Participants. And this presentation I will explain the purpose of the study and methodology I used to connect then analyzing the data and the main findings and the conclusion about that. In this research, I investigated how people connected the how defined have a learning English and how factors such as education background, learning opportunities, and societal contexts have influenced the learning experience. And with this, I hope this presentation provides a clear overview of the participants' English learning and trajectories and the factors that shaped their experience. And thank. So for now, I would like to presenting the main objective of my research. The proposal I used to do was the investigating the process English language learning I among people that connected of the how the field. More specifically, I wanted to understand how different participants in learning English throughout the lives in which the factor influences this project. And to this, I focused on the four main aspects. The first, I was analyzing the participant in learning experience, including when and how they started English, learning English. The second, I investigated and assessed the English education, such as whether they student in the public school and private schools, language courses are the main through the self-study. And the third, I examining the contact with the language outside the classroom, included explored through music, games, movies, social media, and the other uh, digital research. And finally, I exploring the importance of English in the academic and the professional lives, especially because all the participants were the working or studied in the healthily related fields, and by analyzing the aspects together, I think I made to the better understand how different learning experience and education opportunities shape English language in acquisition. After defining the objective of research, I prepared a semi-extruded interview to collect the data. As you can see, the interview was divided in two parts. The first part included demography question based on the IBGE. The participants were asked about their names, age, gender, ethnicity, neighborhood of residence, and the state where they were born. And these questions were important because I think they allowed me to identify social factors and that will code influence English language learning, such as race, gender, and the territory. And the second, I think that the second part focused to the participant experience with the English. I asked 9 questions related to the language learning process. These questions explore their self-assessment and English proficiency and where they learn English, the age, and they started to study the language and the first contact with the English. But also I asked what they believe we have helped them the most during the learning process with the study materials used in the with their consumed entertainment or media in English. Finally, I ask why they choose to study English instead of another language when and whether English has been useful in the academic study or professional activities. And this thing together, these questions provide the both quantitative and qualitative data, allowing to me to compare the participant learning experience and identify the similarities and difference among them. as we will see the following in the slide, uh, the answers relate interesting part in regarding English language learning and the influence of education social factors. Uh, before I presenting the results, I think that's important to explaining the why this researchers is relevant, and always I English plays uh, a fundamental role in scientific communication. I think that it has become the main language used to publish research, share knowledge, and promote international collaboration as well. Uh, wait, as well, I can see we can see the this a larger number of heather related as student in the publish in English. This means that in students as professionals in healthcare often need English to have the scientific articles student understood in the research and keep with the advances in their fields. For so another important point is the access to English can directly and influence academic and the professional opportunities that the people with greater access to English education may have more opportunity to participate in international programs and access to a scientific information and improve the professional qualification. And for these reasons, I understand how people learn English and what the factors influence the process can be contributing to discussion and about the language learning and education opportunities. So, and talking about the methodology, I as a show in the slide, I studied involved 6 departments, then entered the balanced sample, and I interviewed 3 female participants and 3 female male participants, and the participants who included the both university students and the professionals connected with health field, allowing to my compare and different learning as experience. Into the collected data, I use the same structure to interview the method allowing the participant to answer the same that question while also giving them the opportunity to explain their experience in the model detail. During during the interval, I collected the both demographic and education information. This included the participant age, gender, ethnicity, neighborhood, English proficiency level, learning experience, and relationship between English in the academic or professional lives. After collecting the interviews, I organize into the answers into categories and compare the departments and response and analyzing both the similarity and the difference. This analysis, I think, helped identify patterns in the English learning and among people connected into the health field. Uh, as you can see here, the students included in 6 participants and with different backgrounds. The 2 different participants work in the healthcare environment. One is a cleaning working, and the other is a security worker. The other 4 participants are university students in the physical therapy, medicine, and the physical education. And these participants all also represent different ages, gender, and ethnicity backgrounds with which allowed me to compare varied and of uh, English learning experience and the perspectives. In this, I think that sure the diversity helped to provide a broader understanding of how different socio and education contexts may influence the English language learning. And the first question I asked the participant to evaluate their own English profile as a show they there. The three participants considered their English to be a basic to reported and intermediate level, and the one participant consideration their English shall be advanced. And I think that this research show that most participants have a basic of intermediate level in English, while only one participant reported a more advanced in the proficiency. And in the other side, I think that is so. Okay. In the other side, we can see the results for the question, and uh, I ask for two participants where they learning English and they learning to place in through private education or mainly through public education and substitute. And the results we invalid divided three participants learning English through the private schools or language courses, and while the other three relied in on the public schools combined with self study. And I think that this balance highlights that the participants had education opportunities with the May in influencing the English learning experience and proficiency levels. And so I think yes, yeah. The other question I investigated the age with which the participants started learning English. As I show on the see here, one participant started before the age of 10, three participants started between the ages of 10 and 12, and other participants started the age of 12, and other participants could be not remember when the first began studying English. And overall, most participants had their first formal contact with English during their school years, although the age at the which uh, they started varied considerably. And the other side, the another question explored the participants' consideration to be the first introduction to English, as can see the here the three participants say that the first contacts with the English came through the music, movies, or online media. Two participants that have highlighted contest the practicing the regular exposure into the language, while the one participant report that the formal English classes or language courses were the first introduction. In this, I think the finds suggests that although the formal education is important, many participants were the first exposed to English through the everyday activities and digital media, showing that the language learning often begin outside the classrooms. And here, what do you consider to have help you the most in learning English? In this question, we can see the answer to be question about the what is the participant consideration to the most important factors in the English learning. Three participants say the music, movies, and online media help them the most. Two participants uh, headlining constant project and regular exposure to the language. Why one the participants considered formal English classes or language course to be a main factor. And I think that results that informal learning experience playing a significant role in the participants' language evaluation development of the complete informal education. Another question is, did you consume entertainment on media or media in English? And also that we can see the type of the English language media we're considering to by the participants, and all the six report the listen to the music and watch the movie or series in English. In the addition, the five participants use the internet or YouTube, TikTok, whatever, social media in general. And four, use the language learning apps. In the three, report reading scientific articles in English. I so overall these results here I reinforce the importance of information exposure to the language, entertainment, and digital media appears to evaluating research that report English learning beyond the classroom. Um, and this question, the focus on the materials participants used to study English. And as can see in here, the music and apps was the most commonly used research mentioned by the six participants, and showing, I think, that importance of the digital tools in the language learning. The five participants report the using videos on or YouTube on the same numbers mentioned in movies and TV series. And I think that in addition, four participants um, used to book or course books, and four used to scientists articles or other academic materials. And finally, three participants used the online text and or websites, while two participants mentioned the podcast and dictionaries as a part of the learning process. And um, another question, I the question aiming to understand to the participants' motivation for studying English, as shown on the here. Two participants say that the parents chose English for them, while another two participants explained to that they student English because they simply like it the language. But also one participant say they did not do not know why they started to study English, and one participant report choosing English to prove the resume and the future career opportunities. And I think that the report shows that the participants had a different motivation for learning English, ranging from family influence or personal interest to personal goals. And finally, the last, I asked the participant whether English helps then in the English then the academic professional or academic or professional leaves. And as I was showing on like, yeah, and the three participants say the English helps then the reading a science article or conducted research, and two participants highlighted to an importance to understand the technical terms at work, and one participant mentioned to the English support professional and development to buy an accession to information. So think I and overall these responses show, I think that the English is and more than important to the both academic success and professional growth, especially in, I think, nesse meio, né, do meio do que a gente se encontra no prédio de saúde. So to conclude, this research showed the English language learning is influenced by a combination of a formal education and informal exposure. As we were seeing throughout the presentation, research such as music, movies, videos, and digital platforms in general played an important role into the learning process of the Muslim participants. So I think that the results also suggest that access to private language courses and in other education research influencing the participant English in your privacy and the learning experience. In the addiction, social factors, particular educational opportunities and territory appeared to shape to different learning trajectory and observing in this, I think, this study. And finally, Uh, Despite the different backgrounds and experiences, all the participants recognize English as an important language for the academic studies or professional developments or personal growth. And overthink to this research highlights that the learning English is not the only individual process, but also one that is strongly influenced by educational and social opportunities. And I think that's all. Thank you.